Beautiful Miami, Florida here on this September Saturday. It's USL Championship action between the Miami FC and the Charleston Battery. It's all presented by Helbiz Unlimited Rides for $29.99. We come to you tonight from Ricardo Silva Stadium on the campus of FIU. With the former Manchester United goalkeeper Gary Bailey, I'm Josh Eastern, happy to be with you. Miami, they're coming off a midweek tilt just up the road against the Tampa Bay Rowdies, and this result did not go their way.
Yeah, this is a third of 3 goals, a 3-0 loss, tucked away the penalty by Fernandez, but it was set pieces, one from a corner, one from a free kick, and one from a penalty that were the undoing of Miami FC.
And they will try to get back on track. That was a tough matchup there against the Rowdies. And as we take a look at the standings in Group H, Miami, it's pretty much do or die at this point.
It is. If they win every single game from now to the end of the season, they might have a chance of making those playoffs. That has to be the aim for Charleston Battery. They want to win and get up tight with Tampa Bay and see if they can overtake them eventually at the top of the table.
And they do have a game in hand there on the Rowdies, and a win tonight will put them just 1 point below Tampa Bay, and they still play them upcoming this season. And going back to last week when these two teams faced off, well, it was Charleston that took a 2-0 advantage, and they didn't look back after that.
Yeah, this is the second one. It comes to Piggott on the edge of the box and does brilliantly. He seems to go one way, comes back on that left foot and tucks it into the corner. Good finish. Then Miami FC, they came back and made a real game of it. Gonzalez with the goal that brought it to 2-1, and you thought, game on. Can Miami FC get something out of this match as we look at how well Gonzalez tucks it into the corner? But it was the home side, Charleston Battery, who finishes off Mourinho's shot. It seems to deflect past the keeper, and that was it. 3-1, game, set, and match.
Well, so far, Miami, they have been in an uphill battle pretty much all season long, but they're back at home. They are trying to get back on the winning track, and as Paul Dalglish said, we pretty much got to win from here on out. So who will it be tonight? Will Miami get back on the winning track, or will Charleston continue their push for first place? Lineups and first kick coming up next from Ricardo Silva Stadium.
The main objective that we want to do here with the Miami FC is to have what we do in the first team intertwined with everything that we do in the academy. Here in the Miami FC Academy, we have U8 to U19 age levels. We have very talented and very skilled coaches who tailor their training sessions specifically for their ages. A unique aspect that this club provides for all those that are involved is that we're going to have first team coaches come down, help out with the coaching education, help out with the training sessions, and we're going to have first team players come out, be part of the academy, be part of the training session. The most important thing that we have in this academy and in this club is family. Family comes first. We want to build a close-knit, family-based soccer club for the community and for all those that are involved.
Getting set for first kick tonight from Ricardo Silva Stadium. Miami FC and the Charleston Battery, presented by Helbiz. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups, also brought to you by Helbiz Unlimited Rides for $29.99. Mike Anhauser, Charleston Battery tonight.
Yeah, just the one change for Mike there, and that is Chichero comes in at number 13 up front there, and he replaces a goal scorer, Zara Costas, who scored an incredible goal in the last match against Tampa Bay Rowdies. Otherwise, it's the normal team for them.
And of course, Zico Lewis, the man that makes this offense tick for the Charleston Battery. On the other side, for Miami FC, a whole host of changes.
6 changes in total for Miami FC from the team that lost 3-0 at Tampa on Saturday. As a change in goalkeeper, Mark Pace is in for Camero. Jalen Markey replaces Brendan Griffiths. Lloyd Sam for the injured Othello Barr. Thomas Granito in for Lance Roseboom. Velasquez is in for Gonzalez. And Romario Williams in for Mo Chow.
And tonight's player to watch is brought to you by Unanimo, Deportes, El Poder del Deporte, La Cultura Latina. It is Romario Williams, and he makes this offense tick for Miami FC.
Oh, absolutely. 5 goals in 8 games. He is the star of the show up front. Scored both the goals in the 2-2 draw with Atlanta 2 in the middle of August and 1 in the 2-1 win over Charlotte Independent. So his goal is crucial for this club. If they can get him service, he can cause Charleston Battery problems tonight.
He came off early in that match a couple of weeks ago, or I guess last week against Charleston. The games come so quick this season. And here we go again on this Saturday night from Miami. It's Miami FC and the Charleston Battery. Miami in those blue tops and white shorts, while Charleston will be in the white tops and black shorts, attacking from right to left. And Charleston Battery, they're coming off probably their biggest win of the season, a 1-0 win over the Tampa Bay Rowdies. And already an early foul, not even 30 seconds in. Gabriel Giusti making his 13th USL Championship appearance as referee, blowing his whistle. They try to go quickly, and they'll slow things down.
Yeah, Biza caught with a run there, and he is a dangerous player. When he gets going, he's clever feet, and he's looking for opportunities, and already he's got Miami on the front foot here. This could be a tough match for Charleston. They might be way above in the league table, but I think Miami haven't played to their true potential as yet.
So much talent on this Miami team, and you just feel like they're waiting to break out. There's a cord into the box, taken by Kuzminski. Early touch for the Charleston netminder tonight.
Has a good goalkeeper, Joe Kuzminski, just back from a spell at Maccabi Haifa in Israel, so he's a player with experience, having traveled. I think this is his 4th game since he came back, and when you got a good goalkeeper like that, you got a chance of doing well in the league. He doesn't make too many mistakes, and he's very good on crosses.
Went to college at UAB. Jalen Markey, number 45 tonight for Miami, making just his 4th appearance of the season. Spent 2018 with Tacoma Defiance, made 6 appearances for them. Out of Renton, Washington, Jalen Markey. Let's take a look at tonight's injury report, brought to you by Atlantic Rehab Center, the leader in sports medicine. Visit one of their facilities in Dade or Broward County. Call 305-405-0400 to make an appointment, or visit atlanticrehabcenter.com.
Yeah, a couple of big losses there for Miami. Othello Barr at left back, very, very important player. And Prince Sadie up front, he's quick. And when he's in the team, he causes all sorts of problems. Also got to mention there for Miami, Mark Pace in goals, which is a change. Camero has played in most of the games. And so Paul Dalglish feeling that he needs to sort of chop and change a little bit to see if he can get the right feeling, the right fit, the right momentum for this Miami FC team.
It's their 3rd goalkeeper that has played this season for Miami FC. Brian Silvestre and Brian Gamero both on the bench tonight. A couple of injuries, as we just showed you, making things difficult to field a full bench of field players. And Paul Dalglish talked to us this week about it. It's just when the games come this thick and fast, it's tough to keep everybody healthy and get everybody back for each and every game. They come so fast here in this 2020 season. Maybe something here for Miami, a little bit behind Williams. Lloyd Sam brought it in down the right, and the man wearing the captain's armband just couldn't connect.
Yeah, he did well there, Lloyd Sam, to get that ball into the box, and Archer just booting it away. It's into the danger area, and Romario Williams actually got a little bit ahead of the ball, and Archer manages to clear. But once again, if Charleston Battery fans are looking at this thinking this is a straightforward game for the Battery against a team bottom of the table, they could be in for a shock. This is a very good Miami squad. They just somehow haven't managed to get themselves going. Obviously, they lost the first 3, changed the manager, and since then they've had a couple of wins, couple of draws, couple of losses, but they just haven't got momentum. But they're good enough, should they get going, to cause Battery all sorts of problems.
And you have a man like Romario Williams at the top of this formation, of course, the former Charleston Battery player. I feel like you always have a chance. In that game about 10 days ago between these two sides, Williams was a quiet first half, but they came out at halftime. Miami got that goal through Gonzalez. We're seeing some pressure here at the back.
Joe Kuzminski was ever so lucky then. He got tackled with the ball. He's lucky it didn't just rebound loose. That was very poor play by the keeper, very risky play.
I feel like this is good energy early on from Miami FC as they come forward down the left again. It was touched. It looks like it's out for a corner kick, and it is.
Yeah, Archer giving away the corner. He's claiming his innocence, but as you say, Miami, good early pressure. And they feel hard done by. They feel that they should be higher up in this table, that they actually had a squad that could have made the playoffs and might still if they win every game. Let's have a look. Does he touch? Yeah, it does come off his leg. Good pressure there from Janos Lobe.
Corner kick presented by Demi Pais. Visit www.demipais.com to the back post and out of play. He's just bouncing around but couldn't be put on frame.
Thomas Granito had a chance there. It's come to his head. I'm not saying he can score, but can he not get it on target? Have a look. Flick on at the near post. Thomas Granito, number 8, comes in, doesn't even make contact, grabs his head straight away, which tells you that he knows he should have done better. But if he could have got that back into the box or at least forced Kuzminski into a save, he should have done at least that with a ball that was a free header at the back stick.
We've yet to see any possession in these first 5 minutes from the Charleston Battery. A team that just took down this Miami team 3-1 at home. They look good doing it. Very professional performance in the end. Here's Lloyd Sam. Small stay-in player on the near touchline. Here's Velasquez, a deflection. Let's take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Root Smarts, where you eat your veggie chips from farm to bag in 24 hours. What do we got, Gary?
Well, quick transition from Miami FC. They feel that they can catch Charleston when they get the ball. If they attack quickly, Charleston leaves some gaps. And Charleston Battery were very clear who they need to watch out for. That's the number 9, Romario Williams. Mike Anhauser saying he can make something out of nothing.
It's a free kick, but first it's going to be one of these powerful moments that we've seen throughout the league in the past week. Both teams have come together to recognize the fight for equality, diversity, and inclusivity by using the next minute and 46 seconds, from 7 minutes to 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Two very powerful and symbolic numbers, not to play soccer, but rather to honor the ongoing movement around social injustice and the need for positive change in our sport and in our society. What you're seeing here comes just days after the unveiling of the Black Players Alliance, an organization recognized by the USL and the USLPA with a mission to educate and empower its members to use their platforms to bring positive change to their communities. The organization has issued a statement that reads, "We want to create consistent dialogue with the clubs, league, and communities we serve in order to create more diverse environments. As Black players, we want to use our voices to amplify the issues surrounding racism and social injustice throughout our country and be a conduit for positive systemic change. In alliance with the USLPA and with support from the USL, we will continue to shine a light on the important issues affecting not only our players within the league, but also the communities we support, and we are dedicated to leading the charge for impactful change." So a moment to pause and think And then back to the soccer. There was a free kick won for Miami in their attacking half just before 1 minute and 46 seconds stoppage. So far in these opening few minutes, Charleston struggling to find a foothold in this game.
It's also a different surface, being turf, they're not used to it, and Mike Anhauser saying that it's always a little bit of a challenge moving away from grass onto turf. Something that, of course, if Miami FC are practicing here, which they haven't actually had that much chance. Paul Dalglish telling us that they don't own the stadium, so they don't always get access when they want, and they can't schedule their games when they want them. But one assumes, nonetheless, they get more time on this turf, especially when they play at home, and they're more used to this particular surface.
Of course, this is also the home of FIU football. They'll get their season started in just a few weeks. Faintly see the lines of where the yard lines would be there in the background. Crawford trying to play it forward. Headed out of play.
In the four then, Seba. Get connected to Tommy, Seba, till we win it.
Well, I'm just interested to see how Charleston Battery go. 4 straight wins. They're in wonderful form. They ended Tampa Bay's unbeaten record in their last outing. So, you know, it's a team that's at the top of their game.
Go on, Romy.
As we said earlier, this is not an easy match, and you wonder just, are they getting a bit complacent with the wins? They think this is going to be easy. Are they up for this battle on a different type of surface, this being turf? All those sort of questions, I'm sure, are going through some of the minds of the fans, and of course the coach himself, who's a bit of a legend around this area of Charleston. 16th season as head coach. Wow.
It's a long time.
Wow. That is so impressive. I mean, where in the world do you last 16 years as a coach? But highly respected. Became head coach back in 2005, and he's won 2 championships, earned a USL Coach of the Year award, US Open Cup final 2008. I'm sure there's a whole bunch more we can say about him, but still one of the top coaches in the USL, and hugely respected coach.
As Piggott is down, Anhauser also won the 1988 title at Indiana under Jerry Yeagley, the Godfather, when he was a player. So winning has followed Mike Anhauser throughout his entire career. It's the training staff out to talk with Piggott to see what is up with him.
Yeah. And his team is riding a 6-game unbeaten streak, of which we, as mentioned, the last 4 were all wins. That's the longest such streak since going 11 without a loss back in 2018. And he's had an attack that's got 12 goals in 6 games. So everything going right for Charleston Battery at this stage, and when it does, you always have to give credit to the coach. For Paul Dalglish, on the other hand, for Miami FC, it's a real battle coming in after 3 straight losses, trying to turn the team around. They did get a win as soon as he came back, and things were looking really, really good. They got that win against Charlotte Independence, and they thought they'd turned the corner, and then 2 losses back to back, and they're sitting at the foot of Group H.
And they do have, I believe it's 4 games in hand on Atlanta United 2, which is just above them in the table. They're 4 points behind them, but still plenty of work to do to get into that 2nd spot at least, where Charleston sits now at 20 points. Piggott is still down on the field here for Charleston. He scored that 2nd goal that we showed you in the pregame.
And didn't he take it well? He went to his left, then came back on the right, and then tucked it in with his left. It was all very clever play there from Piggott, and we sincerely hope he can get up and get back into this game.
There's a look at Paul Dalglish. He's been in and out of the coaching position here with Miami. Of course, Nelson Vargas started off in that position this season, but Paul Dalglish taking over a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he's also got a very successful record. 2015, Ottawa Fury head coach and general manager. He was assistant coach at Real Salt Lake in 2014. Played for Liverpool in his time, and I think up at Newcastle. Of course, has a very famous dad in Kenny Dalglish. So he comes from great footballing stock, and again is respected for what he's done in the game, both as a player and a manager, and that does look very worrying for Charleston Battery fans and for Mario Piggott. I really do hope that it's not too serious an injury.
And his 2nd season with Charleston, already 2 goals and an assist for the Panamanian in 2020. He looks like he is in some pain. I'm not sure he's going to be able to continue. Play gets back underway. Charleston will play with 10 for the time being.
It's always a horrible sight, that seeing a player leaving and he was pulling a face. Either he was in tears or he was just pulling a face from agony. But that worries you, because as a former professional myself, you know, an injury can put you out the game, or it can certainly stop you from playing for a while. You can lose your place, you can lose contracts. It has a lot of repercussions that people watching don't always notice. So whenever you see a professional leave with a face screwed up in pain, you just worry for them, and you obviously wish them all the best.
It looks like a sub did just come on, and that will be the goal scorer from last week, Stavros Zarakostas, number 16 in white. As the cross goes into the side netting.
By the way, what a goal he did score.
It was well taken.
Wow, he cut in on his right and he stuck that in the top corner. Was a brilliant finish. No doubt he'll want to try and do it again tonight.
So of course that can change the thinking of Mike Anhauser in this match. With the new substitution rules for this 2020 season, the 5 subs and the 3 substitution windows. One of those windows has already been burned. So he has 2 more windows to make 4 subs if he so chooses. And here is Zarakostas going down. His first season with the Charleston Battery. Coming from Rhode Island. The Rhode Island Ram. And a free kick here for Charleston. Looks like Crawford sizing this one up. He'll swing this in. A foul will give it right back to Miami.
It was an important moment there for Miami and that match against Tampa. In midweek, they conceded 3 all from set pieces. First from a corner, second from a free kick. A little bit like this, and the third from a penalty. So no doubt they sat down in that locker room afterwards and said, right, this is the basics of the game, marking from set pieces.
Yep.
Make sure we do it right against Charleston Battery, which is why that first free kick was so important to deal with.
All replays tonight brought to you by Unanimo Deportes Radio 990 AM, your home for the latest news in South Florida sports.
Hey. Go ahead, stop.
A.J. Patterson has had a good season in his own right, 3 assists. The Key Largo, Florida man, back in his home area, you can say.
That's impressive. 3 assists coming from a left back or left wing back position in 7 games. It's very impressive from A.J. Patterson. Obviously gets forward well, gets good balls into the box, and that's always going to cause some problems. By the way, I think it's a rather warm night in Miami, so you're going to see a lot of sweat on those players'
faces.
Yes, you will.
Humid night, of course, in the summer. As Crawford takes the shot on and it's blocked. Trying to play it forward for Williams. You know, he's swarmed by white jerseys, but does win a throw-in.
And he gets possession, which is so important. That's what he can be used for. He's a big man, he's got a great touch, but he can also hold on to the ball and allow Miami to build up. They've taken the play back just to move Charleston around a little bit, but the ultimate aim has got to be to get that ball into the danger areas.
Alaska just couldn't quite squeeze it through. Bezecourt. Here's a chance for Miami. Williams, the whistle comes. And the offside flag is up. Oh, so close there for Miami.
I think it was Lube who might have been offside, and as the ball gets played through, lovely ball played through. Have a look at the skills here at Bezecourt. And that ball there, I think, is what Lube gets blown up for, because I can't see that Romario Williams is offside.
Really close margins there. Do you feel like this is positive for Miami? It has to be looked at as a good start.
Yeah, very much so. Very impressive, but Charleston are a good side. And they're definitely going to grow into this game. But this is why a lot of people have been saying Miami FC really shouldn't be at the bottom of the table. They've got so many good players, but they had a bad start. They just couldn't get themselves organized first 3 games. And you start off a short season with 3 losses, then you're always behind the 8 ball.
Here they come again through Williams. And now out to Luba. Bezecourt up ahead. Back for Williams. Velasquez. Cutting back to his left foot. Pushed aside by Kuzminski. And luckily that wasn't into a dangerous area.
Yeah, it's a decent effort. It's at the goalkeeper, so it's not the most difficult to deal with. But what's good about this is he creates the space, Velasquez, and then has a dip from the edge of the box, and you're right with the keeper. When the ball's at you, you should be able to hold it, but he gets away with that, does Kuzminski.
Here comes Miami again. You can see that sense of urgency, at least in the opening 20 minutes so far tonight. The team in blue and orange. Here's Williams again. Far more touches here in these opening few minutes than we saw last week in Charleston. And Heath wins it back right in the middle. I should mention no Lance Roseboom tonight in the 18. The captain misses out. It's been a big piece of this lineup for Miami all season long. They're playing in the midfield or on the back line as well. Bezecourt making the run down the left. Williams in the middle. Velasquez there as well. And another corner kick here won by Miami.
Yeah, Archer with the block. And they're doing a good defensive duty at the moment, Charleston Battery. This is where they have to get something out of these attacks, Miami. Oh, the idea was good, wasn't it? Harrison Heath could see 2 players running at the back post, one of them Granito, and he thought, if I can just get it in there, might get something from it. Got Paul Dalglish off the bench. So they are creative, Miami. They certainly are knocking on the door. That man Granito with a couple of little sniffs at goal. But while you're not scoring, you always run the risk of Charleston Battery just using their skills to create a moment of magic and score a goal past you. So when you've got the upper hand, as at Miami have, you've got to try and get a goal from it.
Something Charleston has done well this season is play on the counterattacks. They did that really well against North Carolina to win that match 3-0 a couple of weeks ago in the Southern Derby. Here's Franco, and they'll start from the back. Here's Velasquez, a big piece that back in the lineup for Miami. Bezecourt. Keep it moving for Luba, who stays on side this time. Heath. Back for Luba. A lot of white jerseys back behind the ball, trying to find the space. Here's Heath again. And now Bezecourt likes it on that left foot. Shot is blocked. This pressure by Miami making it difficult for Charleston to play out here.
Yeah, very, very good pressure, mostly coming from Velasquez and Bezecourt just around the edge of the box. 2 wonderful players on the ball, and they're just probing, trying to get Lube in, trying to see if Romario Williams can get behind the sort of defense of Charleston. And so far they haven't been able to break that defense, but they're certainly threatening, and that's good for Miami FC fans.
Long diagonal ball. It's headed out by Patterson. There's Velasquez. In the middle for Williams. Heath will have this run through for Sam. Gonna get around Patterson, clipped up. Kuzminski uses big frame to make the catch.
Yeah, the idea was good, wasn't it? But Lloyd Sam, the ball in, has got way too much time in it and far too close to the goalkeeper. But Romario wasn't far away. If he could have just whipped that ball in a little bit quicker, it might have caused problems.
And here comes Charleston on the counter. Sachero has it taken away. And right back the other way comes Miami. Velasquez, look at all this space in the middle. Williams making a run in behind. Romario Williams, he's go for goal. Oh, what an ambitious effort there. And he wasn't far away in the end.
He wasn't. That's a great strike. He has hit that so well. That was the ball that Velasquez was waiting for. A run down the side. He could play Romario in, and he's gone for that top corner. I'm not sure Kuzminski would have got it if it was on target. Have a look. It just bobbles. It's not far away from flying into that top corner there. But that's where they can be dangerous. Velasquez on the run. Williams times his run to beat the defensive offside, and they get behind the Charleston Battery defense for one of the first times. So good play by Miami so far, 25 minutes into the match. And in this heat, this Miami heat, it could very well be a tough afternoon for the Battery.
Big collision there off the goal kick. Sachero's holding the back of his head. You can hear Paul Dalglish in the background.
What's wrong with that? Yeah. Look, it's hard to see it. Was it a clash of, oh, it's going to give him a yellow card. So must have seen something. You can't lead with your elbow. So maybe Jalen Markey did. Sachero, welcome.
Exactly.
Let's have a look. Let's see if there is a leading elbow or arm. Ball goes up, and he goes up. Oh, there is an arm there, but he doesn't throw the arm.
Not sure he would. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he just sort of uses it for, to keep the other player away. A free kick, perhaps. A yellow card seems a little bit harsh.
That's something to monitor for one of the two center backs tonight for Miami.
I understand.
You could hear that on our field mics as well. Somebody saying that's maybe a foul, just like you said, but not a yellow card. Charleston will take it. A foul on Bezecourt. He'll look to go quickly.
There's the trouble, isn't there? When he gets on the ball, it's hard to get him off the ball, and that's where so much of Miami's play is coming from. Bezecourt and Velasquez, two players who, once they get the ball, they're creative, they hold possession, they look for opportunities, and they threaten that back four.
Bezecourt is probably one of the best Miami players on the field about 10 days ago at Charleston. It was Miguel Gonzalez who ended up getting the goal. He'll come off the bench tonight. Paul Dalglish.
Paul Dalglish did tell us when we spoke to him yesterday that he felt that in the last two games they've lost, they had chances. He's not saying they played well and deserved to win it, but he said they had chances. In fact, against Tampa only had one shot on target the entire match, and yet they won 3-0 from 3 set pieces. So there's Paul himself, and he was saying that he felt his team wasn't that bad. It just, wanted to switch off at crucial moments. And he feels if they can cut that out of their game, they have enough talent going forward to cause any team problems.
He said in the previous 4 matches that his team has been making improvements. It might be just too little too late.
Yeah, what was his comment? He says, you win or you learn, but you
Exactly.
have to do one of those two. So hopefully they've learned from the last 2 defeats.
Unfortunately, they've done a little bit more losing than they probably expected in this 2020 season. Still some time to right the ship, but they got to get it going right about now. So far, so good here tonight, just not a goal to show for it as of yet. Velasquez, nice move to find some space, and now it's Lloyd Sam. Sam gets it back. Eventually loses possession. He's looking for something that just never came. Pace way off his line and puts this out of play. It looked like Ndam had that covered.
He did, but once the goalkeeper's committed himself, he's done really well to see it through. Dare I say, he showed us a bit of pace from out of the back.
Good one.
But yeah, but look, that's good goalkeeping. You make up your mind. You're gonna be that sort of sweeper keeper role, and you come and do the business. Because it has been Miami attacking with acres of space behind. That always is dangerous for someone like Nicky Daly with his pace to get on the end of any long ball that's kicked out of the Charleston defense.
I haven't really said anybody's name up top so far for Charleston tonight. Zico Lewis, Q Daly. Yet to really make an impact on this match so far through about 30 minutes. Our hydration break should be coming up momentarily as well. Here's Crawford. There's Sachero. It's cut off there by Markey. Charleston will take it quick. Here's Zico Lewis. He can make things happen. The shot is blocked away. And Lloyd Sam will come away with it. Velasquez, look at that skill by the Miami number 10.
Oh, he's some player, isn't he? At this level, able to hold the ball up, dribble at players. Excellent.
Not the biggest guy in the world either. Here's Bezecourt. Gonna find the space in behind for Sam. Left-footed cross towards the top of the 6-yard box, and Bezecourt probably could have done better with that as we head to our hydration break.
I'm just wondering why Bezecourt doesn't head it to Romario Williams. He's not going to, was highly unlikely to score with a header from there, and instead he throws his head at it, doesn't even hit target. Just head it back to Romario Williams. Here's the guy to tuck it into the back of the net for you.
And look at that, Helbiz getting his hydration break as well. I'm not sure where that water went, but this hydration break is brought to you by Helbiz and your Miami FC mascot, Golazo. There he is. There's no fans, unfortunately, for him to interact with, but he'll show up for the camera.
Well, it's been a good first 31 minutes for Miami FC. They really have threatened. Mario Williams up front causing all sorts of problems. But if you don't get a breakthrough when you're on top, as I was saying earlier, you run the risk of being caught on the counter. And they did have a midweek match as well, Miami FC, and they traveled back from Tampa, and Paul Dalglie's telling us they really haven't even had time to train. They've just been in recovery, and now they're back out again. So just got to hope they've got a full 90 minutes in those legs.
Well, there were some opportunities in this match for Miami. Romario Williams thought he had the opening goal, but the offside flag did come up. Here's a wider view. It does look like Luba in an offside position there.
Yeah, Romario Williams thought he had this big moment, but Lube adjudged to be offside, and of course we don't have VAR, etc. to double check it. We have to just go with what the officials say, but it just showed you the intent of Miami and how good they are. And Charleston Battery, I've no doubt Mike Anhauser saying, guys, if you thought this was easy, you better get your head straight right now. And to be fair to Mike, he did say in the press conference before this game that whatever had happened in the past, including the 3-1 win when they met last week, it's all history. You need to rethink. This is happening on Miami's home ground, on turf, on a hot, humid night. So Mike knows full well. It's just sometimes players can think that they're playing better than they are, or that they're not vulnerable, and this first 33 minutes I think has shown Charleston that that's not the case. If they don't start putting a bit more effort in, they could find this to be a really tough night.
And Mike Anhauser told us even before that game a couple days ago that this Miami team has so much talent on it that it almost deceives you that they're at the bottom of their group right now. You can't really look at the standings when you come into a game against this Miami team this season. The results just have not gone their way.
There's Harrison Heath doing a great job in a more defensive midfield role while everyone is trying to create the opportunities up front through Velasquez and Bezecourt. He just marshals the counter-attacks and makes sure that the team is well balanced.
Go on, finish up.
Chance for Bezecourt to look upfield, and this will go all the way back to Kuzminski. Well, since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Charleston still trying to gain some attacking moments in this match. It's been a lot of Miami FC so far through the first 35 minutes. Ahead for Williams. Kuzminski off his line. A big intervention by the Charleston goalkeeper. Keeps it 0-0.
That is very good goalkeeping, because as he's coming out, I'm thinking, oh, if he misses this, it's a certain penalty. And I thought Romario was going to get there first. But the big goalkeeper stretching and might even have taken a knock in the process of making that save. Yeah, I think he took a knock in the head. And he's big and strong, and what a vital save that was.
And Velasquez quickly back the other way. Trying to test Kuzminski again. Still weaving in and out of defenders. Velasquez almost doing it all himself before it's cleared away.
How quick are his feet, Velasquez? He's in the box and he's got it on one foot and he's crossing it with the other. Here's this ball from Bezecourt into Romario Williams. And there I'm thinking Romario touches it and he gets a penalty, and the big goalkeeper stretches with that right arm. Maybe takes a kick in the head at the same time. That's a crucial save.
You expect if Williams gets around Kuzminski there, he's going to finish that off.
Oh, absolutely. He either finishes it off or Kuzminski brings him down, and it's a penalty. Yeah. And that's what it looked like to me. And then this big arm stretches out and just gets a hand on the ball. Hopefully there's no blood there or anything, so it's just a knock.
I wonder if he got something in his eye there. Yeah, it's a turf field. Those rubber pellets can always pop up. Here's Velasquez. Oh, what a move by Velasquez. Can somebody finish it off? The pass just wasn't there.
Absolutely brilliant from Velasquez. He's putting on a show here tonight. Those close control skills. He's got the Battery players tugging at his jersey, trying to stop him. And Bezecourt on the other side is causing problems. And yet still, credit to Battery, they haven't conceded.
They faced a lot so far, but this back line holding strong. Bezecourt will play it wide for Luba. Kind of back for Bezecourt. Bit of a heavy touch will give it away. Here's Daly. 1-on-2. Loses his footing. Miami wins out. Something that Mike Anhauser has said this season is he wants his team to gain a little bit more time on the ball, use the width of the field to their advantage, and not try to play on the counterattack maybe as much as they have been. He says it's not necessarily a bad thing if they can score goals via the counterattack, but to gain more control of matches by keeping the ball just like this.
They're not doing too bad playing the way they have been playing. They're sitting just behind Tampa Bay. They're almost certain to get through to the playoffs. 10 games, 20 points. I'd say Mike Anhauser's doing a great job as it is, but he's probably just trying to tweak it a touch here and there, because he knows that come the playoffs there's going to be even more difficult teams to face, and that's when they're going to have to raise their game another couple of levels, the Battery, if they want to go on and pick up silverware this year.
He did also go on to say that his team's in a good place and pretty comfortable where they are and how they're playing. It was at the midway point of the season prior to that last match. And now 10 games played for Charleston so far. Here's Williams again against Van Schaik. A lot of experience between those two players. Now Luba. Looks like out for another corner kick. Of course, all corner kicks presented by Demi Pais. Visit www.demipais.com. Demi Pais, lo nuestro sabor.
Well, they have conceded from set pieces, Miami. No reason why they shouldn't start scoring from them as well. So it's Harrison Heath who looks like he's going to whip this one in.
Almost scored a set-piece goal against the Rowdies a couple of weeks ago here, if not for a great save by Evan Loro. Kuzminski, a big punch. Might that spark a counterattack? A bit of hesitation there from Crawford. Finds him in some space. Lloyd Sam tracking over. Now it's Daly with Crawford in the middle. Daly for Crawford, and Lubo is tracking back to win it for Miami.
That's great tracking back from Lubo. He ran and ran, and he was behind the game, but he just kept on going, and in the end, a crucial intervention. But that's the danger for Miami, throwing bodies forward and being caught on the counter-attack.
Here's Kelly, about 5 minutes to go until halftime. We should get a decent amount of stoppage time with the hydration break and the injury to Romario Piggott. So still some time left in this first half to find an opening goal.
Miami very deep in that final third of the pitch, not allowing any space at all for the battery. And now they'll start pushing numbers up.
Velasquez will play it through for Williams. If he stays on side, it looked like he just went a little bit too early.
You're not going to get it right every time, Romario, but you've got to just keep on trying. Paul Dalglish back off his bench when he saw his main striker through. Have a look at Velasquez again. He's so good running with the ball, head up, just looking for Williams' run.
Looks like a yellow card was given to Sebastian Velasquez for that last passage of play. And you can see him there talking with Gabriel Giusti. Must have been for dissent or something similar to that.
It's one of those yellow cards that I always think are silly to give away, because just now if you're Velasquez and you miss time a tackle, it's a second yellow and you're off. Why argue with the referees and the officials? They've given the decision. And to be fair, you're not in the position the linesman is. He can see a lot better than you can. So to complain about those decisions it's risky, especially if it ends up being a yellow. You can complain in a nice way. Don't pick up a yellow.
What's a nice way of complaining?
Oh, come on, ref, you know, as opposed to ref, you're a this. I don't know what was said, don't get me wrong, but to get a yellow card, clearly you get the impression he said something that wasn't too complimentary.
Do you have experience in those areas?
I was booked once in my entire 15-year career.
Really? Only once?
So don't pick on me.
Okay.
I kept out of trouble. It wasn't even my fault, to be absolutely honest with you. A penalty was given against me. It was never a penalty.
Oh, okay.
And I argued with the ref, and he booked me, and that was about it. From then onwards, I just thought there's no point arguing with the referees. They've given the decision. That's it. Get on with the game.
Here's Heath. And a space for Sam down the right. He's been pretty active so far in this first half.
He has, but he's cut back inside a lot. Early on, the first few minutes, Sam was getting down the line and whipped in a few crosses. But since then, he sort of comes back and recycles the ball, and he's been less of a threat. Let's see if he can push forward here and do something.
He'll chase it down. He will not.
He might have won a corner. That's what I want from my wingback, is first and foremost get down the wing and see what you can do. And if you absolutely can't make any progress, then you come back. But at least he has won a corner.
Did take the deflection off. It looked like A.J. Patterson. Bezecourt, can Miami find something here before halftime? Bezecourt, the in-swinger, flicked along. Here's Williams as players go down in the box. Play continues as the shot is blocked.
Wow.
Charleston player still down.
A lot of bodies suddenly all hit the ground there, and the match played on. And once again, big save from Kuzminski. But have a look at the number of players who fall to the ground here. 1, 2, 3, all holding their head. And the big, no, actually, it wasn't the big goalkeeper. It was Angelo Kelly who comes in and makes the block. So well done to Kelly. Once again, great defending from the battery.
Like Granito was charging in and just kind of lost his footing. And Archer gets back to his feet. Big center back who has played a big part in the success of this team this season. His 3rd year with the Battery. Earned his first Trinidad and Tobago call-up in 2019. Making his 11th start in game number 11 for the Battery tonight.
And just defensively, the Battery have only conceded 1 game in the last 3. 3 wins, have only conceded one goal in 3 games. That's good defending, and once again, they're putting on a really good defensive show here tonight.
Trying to slow down number 10 in blue, Sebastian Velasquez. He might get this back. His header was blocked down. And Archer can just knock this back upfield as we get into stoppage time. Stoppage time presented by Miami FC Youth Academy. You want to join the Miami FC Youth Academy? Visit miamifc.com/academy to register to the only academy in Miami connected to a local professional team. It is 4 minutes at the end of this first 45.
And I think if you're a Miami FC fan, you're probably quite frustrated, happy that your team have played well, they've been positive, they've created opportunities, but frustrated because it's been that sort of season. You know, they should, in theory, be maybe 1 goal up. It hasn't come. It's been good defending from the Battery, but every game there's a problem for them. Last game out, they were poor at set pieces. You know, before that at Charleston Battery, they didn't quite get the tactics right first half. And so, as a Miami FC fan, you're thinking, when are we actually going to get this all together? Maybe it'll still happen in the second half, because they have been impressive going forward in this first half, no question about that.
Just a little flick along, and Williams, it looked like not on the same page there as Lloyd Sam.
Good, Tommy. It's all right.
Crawford trying to find some space for Zaracostas, and just out in front and out of play.
Yeah, we haven't heard much, as you were saying, about Zaracostas and Daly and Lewis. Been very, very quiet. Haven't had much ball to work with.
That's a giveaway. Gadula. Now for Kelly. Trying to turn the corner is Kelly. His cross was close to pace, was always swerving away from goal, and out for a throw-in.
It had the goalkeeper scrambling, though. It almost looked like it might go in. One of those crosses that turns into a shot. But have a look, Pace is backpedaling furiously, thinking, oh, and he's stretching. Just flashes across the goal.
Not wanting to take any chances there was Mark Pace, but happy to see that go wide. Here is Zico Lewis, the man who can make things happen. A challenge there in the box. Zaracostas goes down, and play continues. Asking a question there of Gabriel Giusti. Now here comes Miami. It's Velasquez has it taken away.
Charleston is coming back into a little bit of possession these last few minutes. Maybe just finding their feet in this Miami heat.
Foul on Sachero. We'll give it back to Miami. Let's go back just moments ago. Challenge right inside the box. Penalty or no penalty?
No penalty. Harrison Heath gets the ball here. It's a risky one, but he's brave, but he gets the ball. Foot a little bit lifted. I'm looking at it thinking, you know, oh, it's a risky one. If you get that wrong, it's a penalty. But credit to Harrison Heath. He gets it right and wins the ball.
Maybe one more attack in this first half, but who's got to be the happier of the two coaches going into halftime?
Oh, for me, definitely Paul Dalglish, but the more relieved is Mike Anhauser, because they could easily have been down. They've defended well. The goalkeeper, Kuzminski's, had a really good first half, and at 0-0, nothing to say the Battery can't come back in the second half and do the business.
Well, we'll see what happens. 45 minutes down, of course, 45 more upcoming from Miami, but nothing to split these two Group H opponents tonight here in Miami. Of course, halftime tonight is brought to you by Helbiz, unlimited rides for $29.99. Well, Miami gave Charleston their best shot there in the first half, but nothing to show for it. Charleston, another clean sheet through 45 seconds. Halftime coming up from Miami. It's 0-0 here between Charleston and Miami FC.
Welcome to Pita Zone, fresh Mediterranean grill. Halal certified, it's South Florida's choice for healthy and deliciously authentic Mediterranean flavors. Visit us at www.pitazone.com. We're partners with Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Postmates. Go healthy, eat Mediterranean.
Les presentamos a Unánimo Deportes Radio, la nueva alternativa de la radio deportiva en los Estados Unidos. Un grupo selecto de profesionales con vasta experiencia y con el conocimiento de los deportes que a usted le interesa. Los invitamos a que vayan a escuchar Unánimo Deportes Radio en nuestras afiliadas y TuneIn. Somos Unánimo Deportes Radio. Unánimodeportes.com.
Halftime here in Miami, 0-0 between Miami FC and the Charleston Battery. It's presented by Helbiz. Well, a busy week in the USL Championship to bring us around the USL Championship Eastern Conference. It's Devin Kerr with the dish.
Fasten your seatbelts. Please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright and locked position. It's the dish. Week 11, midweek, Eastern Conference. 3 minutes in, the penalty. Pittsburgh Riverhounds, Loudoun United. It's not a pen. You point to the spot, apparently is a pen. All that I know is it's a goal. Mark Forrest, 5th minute, good job. Anthony Velarde, this is a handball of Elvis Amo. 8th minute, 3 minutes later. Mathematics are working out nicely tonight for Devin Kerr on the dish. Yeah, they would pad that lead, though. Albert Dequa, 86th minute. Well done here. They get it to 3. 12 different goal scorers. 7 have at least 2 goals. The big story, Conardo Forbes, out 6 to 8 weeks. If they get him back, it'll be deep in the playoffs. Last time he wasn't on the pitch for the Riverhounds, April 27th, 2018. Let's go for a battle of the deuces. Philadelphia Union, 2. Atlanta United, 2. Amadou Diop, 1-0. Woo! Upper corner. How good is this? Look at the silky smooth left foot. Pick that out. I mean, it cannot get any better. You put it the only place that Mitch Butler can't get to, and he finishes it off. One out of second, one out of third. Let's just do 2. You know, Philadelphia Union 2 trying to find their way back into it. Mejia spills the ball right into the back of the net. They get their second of the night. Good one here, though. Homegrown product, recently signed, Paxton Aronson. Not Brendan, Paxton. Remember the name, like Fort Minor. Stay with me on that one. They get it to 2-1, too little, too late between the 2-2 teams. Again, mathematics, I'm feeling myself. Okay, here we go. Tampa Bay Rowdies, Miami FC. I'm not saying it. You know I'm not saying it. Tonight, yeah, set pieces. Told you before, 41% of goals coming from the set piece opportunities. Pretty much going to get the same thing here. Jordan Scarlett, 39th minute. Fantastically whipped in ball from Lewis Hilton. But watch Forrest Lasso on the second goal. This guy rises with the best of them. I've told you before. Drifts all the way to the back post. I'm expecting him to stick this in the back of the net. Instead, off the knee. Go figure. You jump 5 feet in the air, you take it off the knee. I mean, that's how good he is. Guenzati tucks it home, 64th minute. Fernandez is going to add one from the spot. All 3 goals, not from the run of play. Oh, thank you very much. 3-0 for the Rowdies. 3 points for them as well. And they move into the group. Friday, September 11th, they take on Charleston Battery. Only 5 points and 8 games to play for Miami FC. The will eventually be removed from their name. This has got to be the marquee matchup in the East, though. North Carolina FC. Nazmi Al-Badawi. That's how you say the name, by the way. 24th minute from Haji Berry. Great strike. Is there a response? Absolutely. Razak Cromwell. This one's better than the first. Prosper Kasim. Fantastic off that left foot, right into the bottom corner. They're back into it. Dre Fortune, though, he's going to score from the spot. Look at him get taken down by who? The goal scorer, Prosper Kasim. He's wrong. Basically, bear tackles him. If you want a hug, just ask for one. You don't need a penalty. That's game, set, match, right? Oh, Nico Brett, how do you miss? More importantly, Tambakis, the savior. The whistle blows after it. That is all she wrote. 2 losses on the year for the Legion, both at the hands of North Carolina FC.
Thank you, Devin Kerr. It's halftime here in Miami between Miami FC and Charleston Battery. Take you around the USL when we come back.
The United Soccer League and its 47th championship in League One clubs stand united in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can create change. Together, we are united against racism.
Lapa flicks it up for Brett. It's an outstanding combination and a winning combination at that.
Now out wide to Aiden Daniels. Daniels one-on-one, steps away from the jam, curls and scores!
6 bodies in the box to aim at. Flipped and saved by Parker.
There's a chance now. Opportunity finds the back of the net. Stavros Zarakostas.
Our first McDivitt corner kick of the second half, and there's another save from Abe Rodriguez. What about this show from the goalkeeper?
Into the box it goes. It's Ortiz on the half volley, and Charlotte take the lead.
He'll step into it, over the bar, and he scored! Great shot by Cuevas as he sent it over the wall.
The United Soccer League and its 47th championship in League One clubs stand united in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can create change. Together, we are united against racism.
Halftime here is presented by Helbiz, 0-0 between Miami FC and the Charleston Battery. Well, let's take a look at the Group H standings coming into this evening. Tampa Bay not in action. They're in action tomorrow. Atlanta United 2 got a big road win earlier in the midweek, and Miami FC and Charleston Battery trying to go at it. And Miami FC, I mean, they've got to get some results now.
Yeah, even a draw is not really enough, to be honest. If they won, they've got 8 points. They've got a couple of games in hand. They play the Battery twice still this season, Atlanta twice. If they won all 4 of those, they could be back in it. Lots of ifs and buts, but hey, while there's life, there's hope.
Of course, looking ahead in the USL for this week, we mentioned that Tampa Bay game on Sunday, and then 2 games in about 3 days for Philadelphia Union 2, and a couple of interesting games in the midweek as well coming up in this Eastern Conference. As we take a look at news and notes from around the league, Junior Fleming's leading the way in goal scoring. He also might be leading the way in the MVP race, and San Antonio still undefeated this season.
Amazing San Antonio, absolutely brilliant. Couple of young kids up front who are fantastic, and it's a good solid side, and yeah, the only one left undefeated. Go San Antonio.
We'll see what they can do out west. Right now leading the way in the Western Conference, Might that be a little bit of a surprise as we take a look at some scores around the league. Look at that, Lou City 3-1 over Indy 11, and a big win for Pittsburgh as well tonight.
Wow, Lou City, aren't they playing well? Because to play at Indy is not easy at all. Pittsburgh still going strong there with a good 3-0 win. And Hartford being held by Loudon, that's a bit of a surprise.
Interesting scoreline there. We'll come back with the second half and highlights right after this.
But now, to move forward, to start running again, we have to change. We need to learn to be smarter and lighter, to reach each other in the distance. We will move, run, and ride. But we need to decide how. Because our choices can change everything. We are choosing a new era.
Halftime tonight presented by Hellbiz. 0-0 between Miami FC and the Charleston Battery. Snack time brought to you by Root Smarts, the new taste experience healthy snack, as we take a look at the first half highlights presented by Root Smarts. And it'll be Miami on the front foot in the early going.
Yeah, Lloyd Sam just trying to get the ball in there to Romario Williams. Just fell short. Want to see more from Lloyd Sam in the second half, bombing down that right-hand side. And then Bezocourt, such a clever ball that's just offside there. Janosch Lobe. Romario Williams thought he had scored, but it was chalked off as offside.
Really close there from Miami. We took a look at it a couple of times, and Luba looked like just left a little bit early on that left side, and then the chances would just keep on coming. Velasquez, he had a really bright first half.
Oh, so good on the ball. Absolutely fantastic. Not the best of shots at the goalkeeper, but there's the skill just opening up that gap, leaving players lying on the ground. That takes some doing, and that ball from Velasquez, absolutely perfect. Romario Williams trying to sort of bend it in that top corner, but Velasquez just head up, waits for the run, and that was nearly a golazo.
And then a little bit later, Joe Kuzminski called into action, and this was a really big moment.
It was. This was a crucial moment. When Romario gets, I think this has got penalty written all over it, but the goalkeeper puts out a big, long right arm, gets on the end of the ball and takes a whack in the process.
And then back the other way, Charleston didn't have many chances, but Kelly nearly puts it in the side netting there.
Yeah, it was meant to be a cross. It nearly floated into the goals. It had poor old Mark Pace scrambling. But look at the stats from Miami. 8 shots to 3, but, and there's a crucial thing, only 1 on target each. Nonetheless, you've got to say Miami were threatening. They were on the verge of doing something. Kuzminski's come up big on a couple of occasions. So certainly the first half going to the home side, Miami FC.
And tonight's halftime stats brought to you by Hellbiz. Hellbiz Unlimited Rides for $29.99. The team's back out on the field. They'll switch ends, and we can get this second half underway. Of course, tonight's referee, Gabriel Giusti, already given out a couple of yellow cards. We are just about ready to go here from Ricardo Silva Stadium. the former Manchester United goalkeeper Gary Bailey. I'm Josh Eastern. Let's get this second half underway, and we'll see if we can find a goal in it as well. Going at it in Group H tonight. Miami at the bottom, Charleston in second spot, trying to get 3 points. It would put them just 1 point below the Tampa Bay Rowdies at the top of this group. So a lot to play for both sides tonight.
We're just picking up on some of the first half stats, but shots inside the box, this is an interesting one. 0 for the Battery, 6 for Miami FC. So the Battery did have 3 shots, all from outside the box. So really, they just couldn't get their attack going at all. But you, of course, you might see something totally different in the second half. We'll have to wait and see.
Velasquez spraying it out wide left for Luba. Back in the middle, Bezecourt. Indecisive there from Crawford, and he gives it away. Heath. Wide for Bezecourt again. Markey will swing it all the way around for Franco. Dealt with by Archer. Williams brings it down. Still Williams. Now it's Heath trying to get it on the turn and keeps it alive. And now Sam. Good spell of possession here to start the half for Miami. Granito. Trying to link up with Williams, and it was taken away.
That's the idea, I think, for any of the midfielders. As soon as I get near the box, they're looking for a Mario Williams. Can I get it to his feet? Can I get him to turn in the box? Because he is the main danger.
Now wide for Sam again. Deflected cross taken by Van Schaik. That's kind of been the issue with this Miami team this year, is getting the necessary service to Romario Williams, because if you put him in a good spot, he's going to score goals.
Oh, absolutely. Like many people have said, it's a talented squad who, you know, they're slowly getting a bit of momentum going. Well, they were until the last 2 games, but they threaten. Look at the skill again, gliding past players.
Falls for Sam. That was a nifty touch there to find some space. Van Schaik goes to ground. Almost kind of happened in slow motion as him and Sam came together.
I think players are so scared these days of going over the top that when they fall, they have to fall in slow motion just to show the ref it didn't mean any harm.
Play continues down the right. Gadula. And the ball stayed in play. As Luba went down, it's still Gadula. Now Zico Lewis for Kelly. Now on the right foot, a curling effort. Oh, what a goal for the Battery. They're charged up here at the start of the second half. 1-0.
What an unbelievable strike that is. Absolute top corner. Brilliant, brilliant strike. Mark Pace with no chance in that. Is that Zarakostas again who scored? Because he was the goal scorer last weekend with an absolute golazo. Good hold-up play from Lewis. And then his tackles flying in there. Picks his spot in the, what a strike. It's absolutely brilliant. Well built up, well battled for as far as the Battery were concerned. And we said first half, you know, their attack has got to come to life at some stage. But that's a brilliant, brilliant strike. Another heartbreak for Miami FC.
I mean, that just almost sums up the season right there for Miami. They've had all the opportunities in this match, and all of a sudden, a wonder strike from Zarakostas, his 3rd of the season. It's 1-0 to the Battery. Here they come again. Sechero blocked down. And now what's the response from Miami FC on their home field, trying to find a result? I feel like this man will have a lot to say about it. Mario Williams. Bezecourt playing in tight spaces. Lloyd Sam. I think Bezecourt was in an offside position. And the Battery will come away with it. It seems like all Zaragoza's does is just score crazy curling efforts.
I was about to say exactly the same thing, as he scores an absolutely fantastic goal in the top corner last week to beat Tampa Bay Rowdies. Doesn't start the game. You've got to be thinking to yourself, well, what do I have to do to get in this team? Comes on early on as a sub and scores another golazo. Absolute. Both his goals are contenders for goal of the week, if not goal of the month. And he does it out of nowhere because we'd hardly mentioned his name up until now.
Really just came out of nothing, but a fantastic start to the second half for Charleston. Miami might feel a bit hard done.
A bit. But, you know,
saying it lightly.
We kept saying it first half, if you don't score when you're on top, if you don't score when you're creating some opportunities, and you're up against a team as good as this Charleston Battery team is, they're going to get a chance at some stage, and they're likely to take it. And again, it's a harsh lesson from our MEFC.
Velasquez did not keep himself on side.
Well, there's something else that is very important to remember about these sort of games and how important this game is to Miami FC. Even if they can't qualify for the playoffs, players at this level are playing for contracts all the time. And especially if you're not going to make the playoffs, you stop getting paid when it all ends. Let's say it's the end of October or November, whenever it is. And then you've got to wait till sometime next year to get another contract. So this is a tough sort of level of professional football where you don't know where your next team is, your next game, your next opportunity. You're fighting for your money and money to feed your family every single game you play.
It's just one of those harsh realities of this profession.
A lot of people watching as we see Zaracostas. I can't get over his goals. He scores brilliant. But a lot of people have, you know, Lionel Messi in mind and millions of dollars. And no, this is not what happens at this level of football. This is real hard yards, blue collar.
And Sam in an offside position again.
Well, Sam shouldn't be. You can see down the line there. You can see exactly where all the defenders are. It's his job to stay onside in those situations.
Lloyd Sam, a very experienced player from London, 35 years old, spent 8 years in England for Notts County, Leeds, and Charlton, and then in MLS with Red Bull and DC United. A lot of experience in those legs. Back the other way, here comes Charleston again, trying to beat pace at that near post.
Pace body behind the ball, makes a decent save. He must feel a little bit frustrated. It's his first chance to play. It was his second game.
Second start,
this season. And he's had nothing to do except watch the ball fly into the top corner. And if you're a goalkeeper battling against two others, you want some action, you want to show how good you are. He hasn't had that opportunity, and he still picked the ball out the back of the net.
Velasquez, oh, what a touch that is. Sebastian Velasquez still going. Wide for Sam. I thought for sure that was too far for Velasquez. He brought that in. Here he goes again on his left foot. Off the post. Williams on the doorstep. Off the crossbar and Bezecourt over. Oh, hands on heads for Miami. They cannot believe it.
That's unbelievable. That is. I mean, seriously, post, then crossbar, and then over the top. Have a look at this. And lovely play again out on the edge of the box here is brilliant Velasquez. I nearly fell out my seat as well. Then he hits the post. Romario gets on the end of it. He hits the crossbar, and Bezecourt has a chance, and he's over the bar. I mean, how unlucky can my MEFC get?
Just so unfortunate. There's nothing else to say. I mean, that is, you don't see that every day. Just won't go for Miami right now, though. They will still keep battling.
Well, we were given the stats at half-time that Battery hadn't had one shot inside the box. Even the goal they scored was from outside the box. They still haven't had a chance inside the box as yet.
Here's Kelly. Closed off there by Heath. Out to that left side. Here comes Charleston again. A meeting of bodies right at the edge of the area. That's Zaracostas again. That'll be a free kick for Charleston. Let's go back to that chance once again, though, for Miami.
Velasquez post. Romario Williams, crossbar. Bezacourt over the bar.
It's the trifecta.
Oh, man, they can't believe. Look at Romario Williams. He can't believe it. On the other hand, one chance for Charleston Battery, and they stick it right in the top corner from outside the box. Who said soccer's fair?
Not me. And now a set piece back the other way for Charleston. It looks like Crawford standing over it. Three-man wall there as well for Miami, guarding that near post. Crawford towards the top of the box. Patterson put his left foot through it and nowhere near mark pace.
Yeah, it was a pre-planned set piece, but the part of the planning that wasn't in there was to shoot well wide. The idea was to make the goalkeeper work.
It looks like a substitution upcoming for Miami. Looks like that is Brian James coming on for Lloyd Sam. All subs brought to you by Baptist.
Well, this is important from now until the end of the game. The bringing on of substitutes, the tired legs. Who do you replace? Who's looking tired? That's a yellow card, surely. All the traveling the teams have been doing, especially Miami this week, going up to Tampa and then coming back and then not having much time to train. So it's up to the manager to figure out who can take the stresses and strains, who needs a rest. Not easy, and the most difficult thing for managers, this hasn't happened before. He's caused so many problems. Velasquez, that they're like, okay, I'm just going to pull the guy back. I'm done trying to tackle him.
He's been a magician tonight for Miami. He goes down again. Is that another yellow card? Oh, another decision here. Zaracostas, and it will be a yellow card. So Sebastian Velasquez inside about a minute draws 2 yellow cards for Charleston.
Question now, what can they do with these set pieces, Miami? As we see, again, that lunge from behind is always going to get you into trouble, isn't it? They're worried now. Velasquez has to be careful because he's now asking for a yellow card. You can get a yellow card for asking for a yellow card, and he's on a yellow already, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Chirping the referee, so he's got to tread carefully.
Granito sends it in. Didn't get it by the first man.
Another one for number 16, Stavros Zaracostas.
Going to keep this in on the near side. Brian James just knocking it a little bit farther out. Ahead for Daly, and then Dom cuts it off. He's in that big frame to win it back. Bezacourt. Room to work as they rotate it all the way to the right. Velasquez making a run up ahead, so was Williams. And the offside flag comes up, and you could hear Williams say, what now?
Yeah, look, he's living on that sort of edge of the centre-back's shoulder, so you're going to get caught a few times, but you want to limit it wherever possible, because all you're doing is just giving away possession, making it hard on your teammates to have to go and win back the possession, but that's where he lives, right on the edge, waiting for that little through ball from Velasquez or Bezecourt.
He's been called offside quite a few times tonight. Patterson now. Zaracostas trying to go over the head there of Franco, and he wasn't having that. Bezecourt. Some room to run. Trying to play it through. James. And Kuzminski slides in. Just a little bit too far out in front of the streaking Brian James there down the right.
He's pulling his face because I think sliding there without sleeves on your shirt is going to give you a couple of turf burns. But again, the goalkeeper coming a long way off his line to come and dive at feet and times it absolutely perfectly, but it can be a risky maneuver.
Look at all this space in behind, but the reason why is because the flag was up. Both these back lines have stood strong just based on the offside flag and the amount of times it's come up tonight for both sides. Good communication.
Well, last time they were at home, Miami FC, they got a very, very useful win against Charlotte Independence, and they are normally good at home at the Ricardo Silva Stadium. Talking of Ricardo Silva, such a great supporter of soccer, especially in Miami, but you know, in the States in general, putting huge amounts of money into the game, and you wonder without the likes of a Ricardo Silva whether teams like Miami FC would be around. So huge credit to him.
A little bit too far there for Velasquez. And Miami FC was not in the USL Championship last season. It almost came as a surprise when they kind of popped up, and in this league they were in the NPSL and NISA. They had a lot of success in those leagues. We saw them in the US Open Cup as well. It's good to see them here in the USL Championship, and there is now a team in Miami in MLS, in the USL Championship here with Miami, and Fort Lauderdale CF, who is actually playing right now in League One, just up the road in Fort Lauderdale at the Inter Miami CF Stadium. Plenty of soccer in South Florida. Here comes Gadula. He'll cut it back, he goes down. A big shout for penalty, and play continues. Bezecourt, some room to run. Can he outrun Kelly? And Archer wins it back.
That was a good call for a penalty down the other side. I'd like to see it again because I think it was Luba on Gadula. There seemed to be a little bit of a push. Not sure it was enough for a penalty, but it was risky. We haven't seen much of Gadula getting down that right-hand side. He's such a big threat and scored the first goal. But let's have a look. He saw the first goal last time out when they met. Let's have a look here. There he runs. Is there going to be anything coming up there? He's falling into him, Luba. Oh, I don't know.
That's one of those 50-50s, flip a coin.
Look, if it ends up a 1-1 draw, I'm sure the battery are going to raise that as a big, big question mark. If it stays like this, they'll let it go. But put it this way, I wouldn't have been surprised if there's a penalty, and I'm also not surprised if they're not. It's one of those very difficult ones to call.
I don't think, though, even if VAR was in place, if that's clear and obvious to overturn.
Put it this way, if the ref gives it, you don't overturn it. If the ref doesn't give it, you don't overturn it.
Right,
so
right.
we decided not to give it, and I think whenever there's doubt, that's the correct decision. You have to be sure before you give a penalty. Lots of arguing going on and debate, and
it's that sense of urgency you might feel from Miami. Late in the game, they're trailing 1-0. They know their season is starting to maybe slip away if they don't find a result tonight.
And to be fair, if you're a neutral, if you're anything but a Charleston Battery fan, you'll be saying, hey, they deserve something out of this game. Not necessarily a win, but at least a draw, because they've had great chances, some wonderful skills up front from Velasquez and Bezecourt. And yet they've been beaten by an absolute golazo of a goal.
Here's Velasquez again. Luba rolls it in for Bezecourt, and that was a tough angle there. How to play.
Yeah, Bezecourt just couldn't quite bend his foot around it. He knew what he wanted to do, and it was a lovely move out wide, whipped in. He just couldn't bend his foot around it. Velasquez again, just pulling the strings, ball in. Yeah, it's at a very difficult angle as well for Bezecourt.
Another big collision. Indom, he might have rolled up on his leg there.
Luba's down as well, so we're not quite sure who bumped into who, but referee's given it in the direction of the Battery.
Looks like Gabriel Juicy has his yellow card in his hand as well.
That's going to be for Janos Lube, you would think.
24-year-old German will take his time to get back to his feet, and then he'll be shown the yellow card.
He's limping a little bit as well, so it's a hard coming together of players. Let's have a look at it here. Ball comes there, and it's a slide in. Oh, we didn't see it all, but nonetheless, free kick has been given.
Yellow card for Miami FC. Number 19, Janos Lube. Yellow card was earned on the 67th minute.
Here's Crawford. He'll whip this one in. Headed on, off the crossbar. I'm not sure if Pace got a finger on it as well, but it's out for, looks like a goal kick.
Wow, what a header that was. Absolutely thumped it. There's no way a goalkeeper gets close to that. Couldn't quite make out who it was in the middle there.
Looked like Patterson.
Wow, man, he's got up and he has thumped that with his head.
Here's Crawford. Looking for another hit. Stendo switched the play, and it's just a giveaway to Luba.
I'm just wondering now if you're Paul Dalglish, whether you don't make a few changes, try and freshen things up, get some legs on the pitch, because you have to do something. You're 1-0 down in a match where if they don't win this, it's virtually all over in terms of the playoffs. A couple of options on the bench that might be worth throwing it in just to get the fresh legs.
Gonzalez is still on the bench, who scored the goal a couple weeks ago.
Yep, he's there. Mo Chow's there as well.
Yep.
And it's not that they're necessarily better players or worse players, just they're fresh. They come on with extra energy. And that might be just what Miami FC need to break down this rugged Battery defense.
Mario Williams just not timing his run there with Velasquez. Whenever Velasquez or Bezecourt have gotten on the ball tonight, good things have happened for Miami.
Oh, especially Velasquez. He has been absolutely superb. Brilliant. But again, you've got to give Charleston Battery a lot of credit, because we've been talking up Miami and how well they've played and the chances they've created. They haven't scored. Charleston Battery, the stats show they haven't had much. And they've got a golazo, and just now they hit the crossbar. So they're so effective going forward.
And Daly again. Pace snatches that away from Daly.
Good timing by the goalkeeper. You get that wrong, you're in trouble.
Now Kelly. Too far out in front for Crawford. game really opening up right now. It's Luba. Bezecourt goes on the overlap. They'll come centrally for Velasquez. Bezecourt. Deflected cross. Headed away by Archer. Heath wasn't quite there in time. Now Markey. Heath couldn't get it out from underneath his feet. Chance for Zico Lewis to run upfield. He'll find Nicu Daly. Was caught up by Indam.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of Nicu Daly, have we? He's been stuck up front, hasn't had much service. When he has had the service, he's had no one to support him. And he is quick. If you give him the ball, he can cause problems, but they just haven't been able to get the ball to him, Charleston Battery. I guess Mike Anhauser will say, well, there's some matches where you just have to defend and grab the goal when you can, and that's exactly what they've done so far.
Luba's cut off as we're into the final 20 minutes. Ricardo Silva Stadium. Keep it moving for Crawford. Well, Lewis was making the run. Looks like Crawford went down behind the play. The whistle came. Crawford's still down. I think there's a question as to which foul the referee is giving.
I think he's given the Crawford one, has he? Mind you, I'm not so certain.
I'm not sure.
I'm not quite
Let's
sure.
see where they put the ball down.
Maybe, is it a water break he's called for?
It looks like it's going to be a free kick for Miami.
Oh, is that a handball? There is, but I thought there was a foul before the handball. There was a foul on Crawford, and that's what they're pointing to. They're saying go back to the previous foul.
Because Crawford was on the ground,
Yeah.
just kind of sitting there waiting.
Oh, well.
Glad
the
we
game
got
goes
that
on,
sorted
yeah.
out. And a sub in the meantime for Charleston. A couple of them, it looks like. Bashwa and Marini will come on. Nicu Daly and Zico Lewis will depart. Marini, who scored that goal. It was the third goal of the night for Charleston against Miami just a few days ago. Daly and Lewis out, Marini and Bashwa in. Now, 3 subs have been used in 2 windows for Mike Anhauser in Charleston. Williams not able to bring it down. Here's Bezecourt.
It's all very nice. I was about to say, you need to go vertical at some stage because you're 1-0 down at home, and a lovely vertical ball.
Couldn't quite find Velasquez was Brian James.
Keep going, Jay, keep going.
Crawford. Here's Marini. All he can do is just knock it out of play.
The obvious danger for Miami FC is they're pushing up here and they're going to leave themselves a little bit short at the back. If there's any tired legs, especially from the midweek game, they could get caught in the counter-attack, which is a game why... Oh, there we go. The subs are coming on now.
Williams will come off. Chow will come on. All subs brought to you by Baptist.
Substitution for Miami FC. Out number 7, Vincent
Looks like Bezecourt also coming off for Miguel Gonzalez.
Out number 17. Brother out number 14.
Yeah, Bezecourt has been really, really good. Romario Williams has threatened a lot and had a goal disallowed, so they put in a decent shift. Both of them very good players, and they'll feel frustrated they haven't been able to do more tonight.
There's our friend Golazo again. This hydration break brought to you by Helvis and your Miami FC mascot, Golazo. There he is. Look at him.
Well, there was a Golazo in this match. It just wasn't for Miami.
Absolutely was. Let's take a look at that Golazo. Stavros Zerakostas. Second goal in as many games. Look at this effort.
One touch, rolls it and bends it, and that is right in the top corner. And if he hadn't done it last week, I'd be saying, oh, maybe it's lucky, but he put it in exactly the same place in the last match.
Did Pace get a slight finger on that as well, maybe?
He might have done. Pace might have just got, that's how good a strike it is the goalkeeper at full stretch still couldn't get there. So frustrating for Miami FC, having had chances, goals disallowed. But you've got to credit Battery. They defended well. Goalkeeper Kuzminski, as I mentioned before, come up with some crucial saves. And that man there, Zerakostas, has come up with 2 crucial goals back to back. The goal that killed off Tampa Bay Rowdy's unbeaten record, and the goal that so far has given them 3 points in this match.
A lot to think about for Paul Dalglish. In this last 20 minutes, you could hear Mark Pace there in the huddle moments ago saying we got 20 minutes left. Got to leave it all out on the field now.
Yeah, you got to believe is the shout from the bench.
So 2 subs and 1 window left to use them for both teams in this last 13 minutes plus stoppage time. Of course, Miami needs that equalizing goal. Bashwa, South African over the top. The whistle does come. Looks like there was a collision back behind the play.
There's a yellow card come out, I think. Took a bit of a kick, the big man up front, Arthur Bashwa. He's just come on like, welcome to the game.
Exactly. Granito into the book.
Yellow card for Miami FC.
The rubber pellets all over the face of the big number 9.
Yellow card was shown at the 78th minute.
Just the coming together, the ball popped up there, and don't think there was anything ultimately nasty, but the yellow card has been given and a chance for Charleston Battery to perhaps kill this game off.
Crawford, it looks like he stands over all set pieces, will whip this one in. Gadula eventually is just cleared away and out for a goal kick.
Lots of shouting, and I'm guessing it's coming from the Miami FC bench saying, hey, it's just over 10 minutes left. Our season is hanging in the balance. We've got to do more. Danger is, of course, you push up too much, you leave gaps at the back, but don't think they have any choice at this stage, Miami. They've got to go for the win. As we said, they do face the Battery 2 more times and Atlanta twice. So it is within their capability to make the playoffs, but they have to win every game, starting with this one, which is why the next 11 or 12 minutes are so important for Miami FC.
With the Charleston win tonight, Atlanta United 2 could be eliminated from playoff contention already, just based on the number of games that they have already played. They're sitting on 12 games played, Atlanta United 2. Just 9 points from those games.
And if you look back to the 2-2 draw with Atlanta United by Miami FC, you've got to look at that match and say, those are the games they really had to win. Those are points dropped. It's Atlanta 2. You know, they're a team that you know, a little bit younger. You can take advantage of that youth. You should be winning those games. A 2-2 draw, that was points lost.
All sent in, cleared right back out. Also throw in the 4-3 loss as well. Plenty of goals in that game, but Miami fell behind in that and had to work their way back, just never could get it back level. Vasquez. Is that a handball? It will be a free kick for Miami. It could be a really important one with 10 minutes left as Heath will set this one up.
That certainly could be. You've got to get the big boys in there, get the center backs up, make sure it's a good delivery in the box, just give everyone a chance to get on the end of this.
Looks like the final sub of the night. Brenton Griffiths on, Jalen Markey off. All Miami subs brought to you by Baptist.
Griffiths is pushing up there. What an entrance that would be if he gets his first touches to head this in the back of the net.
Substitution for Miami
Markey
FC.
on a yellow card. You wonder if that's just a move
45, Markey.
to try to make sure he doesn't pick up a second yellow tonight.
Brenton Griffiths. Substitution happened at the 81st minute.
Heath will send this in back post. Kuzminski got a fist to it.
As he's done all night long, you've got to give the big goalkeeper credit. Everything he's come for on the ground and in the air, he's got to. He's got rid of the pressure. And a big reason they've got a clean sheet here is him and the two big centre halves, Van Schaik and Archer in front of him.
Costas will keep possession for Charleston. I'm sure they're content to do that with 8 minutes plus stoppage time to go and nursing that 1-0 advantage.
And in leagues like this, you have to earn the right to make the playoffs. And one of the ways you earn the right is winning matches that otherwise you shouldn't win. So you shouldn't win that. You know, you're not favorites to win or you haven't played that well enough to win. And that's what Charleston Battery are able to do. First half outplayed, if we're to be honest. You know, the chances were coming Miami FC's way. They defended well. They got one golazo and they've held on to it. I'm sure Mike Anhauser will be the first to say what hasn't been their finest display, but it's a sign of potential champions when you win matches like this. Conversely, for Miami FC, when you're on top, you've got to take your chances. You've got to bury teams.
Gonzalez scored the goal last time these two teams met. And for Miami, the unfortunate part is he hit the post, the crossbar, and then sent it over all within about 5 seconds.
That was incredible. I mean, you just know it's not your day when that happens.
Still time to rewrite the book.
Having said that, Charleston Battery hit the crossbar with an incredible header. Absolutely brilliant, I think, from Patterson. Stunning header. And they had a penalty call that was turned down. So, you know, they could turn around and say that perhaps they were unlucky.
Another sub oncoming for Charleston. Nico Rittmeyer. As Mauro Cicero will make way.
In number 7, Nico Rittmeyer. Substitution happened at the 84th minute.
It looks like that'll be the final sub as well of the night based on the 3 subs window. So 4 subs used for both sides so far through 84 minutes, and that's all we'll see.
Well, if this result stays the way it is for Charleston Battery, then you're almost certain they'll make the postseason playoffs, and it'll be the 10th consecutive season that Mike Anhauser's done that. Isn't that an incredible stat?
That is incredible.
Wow.
Sustained excellence. It's a bit of a new era for Charleston as well, moving stadiums. They're now at Patriots Point. New logo as well. Just a refreshment of their look. But still, a lot of those same pieces are there. Van Schaik, Marini. Two very experienced players for this team. Nico Rittmeyer in his 4th season as well.
Kuzminski in his 4th season.
Yep. Comes Miami again. Mo Chow. Top of the box. Low-driven shot deflects in! Miami back level. 5 minutes to go.
They've deserved it. Look at the excitement. Look at how they feel about it. They know they've been pushing and shoving for this, and it had to come eventually. The goalkeeper had kept it out until then, and Mike Anhauser's team had fought valiantly at the back. But in the end, it's a deflected shot that crosses the line and gives Miami at least level points at this stage. In fact, you had a look at Mo Chow. Good skill here early on. He just sets it up. Shot comes in, edge of the box, deflection, nothing that Kuzminski could do. Have a look here. The ball gets pulled back. Granito hits it, gets a deflection. And in fairness, they've hit the post, hit the crossbar. I think if you're neutral, you have to agree, they deserve to see that go in.
And that goal brought to you by Helbiz Unlimited Rides for $29.99. It's Miguel Gonzalez, his 2nd goal of the season. And now here comes Charleston back the other way. The ball pinballing around the box and out for a goal kick. What a response that would have been. Miguel Gonzalez gets credited with the goal. He did score in that game 10 days ago against Charleston in Charleston. And now, will we find a winner tonight? What a result this would be for Miami FC. Velasquez, he goes down. Kelly into the book.
That came a couple of minutes after I was saying if you want to earn the right to get to the playoffs, you have to win games in difficult circumstances. And this is what Miami might have to do here. And it certainly would be a good win against a talented Charleston Battery side. And you can see Kelly chasing, and but there's a little bit of tugging going on from Velasquez himself. But I think it was the tugging came earlier from Kelly, and that's what was on the referee's mind.
Long diagonal ball out to this left side. Gadula collides with Luba.
Well, the players on the sideline are saying they felt it was intentional, which would be a red card if it was. I didn't see it. I just saw a clashing of heads. And the referee's saying to the players, get out of here. Let me make my decision. But they seem very incensed. They seem to feel it was done on purpose. Just don't think Gadula's that sort of player who would hit somebody on purpose, besides which you can get yourself hurt. Referee's giving him a lecture.
Does get a yellow card.
Yellow card for Charleston Battery, number 17.
It's the 8th yellow card given out tonight in total. Let's look at it again. I mean, it looks like he's tracking the ball.
It's a yellow card, but
yeah,
it's nothing more than that, I don't think. But you're right, there's been a lot of yellow cards here. It hasn't been nasty. I haven't seen anyone out to hurt anybody else. Just seen two teams absolutely committed to their cause, and that's
a lot of passion in this game tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot at stake, that's why.
There is. Charleston trying to move up to that top spot. They won't be able to do it tonight. But right now, it would be 3 points behind Tampa Bay at the top. Level on games played. Tampa plays tomorrow against Philadelphia Union 2 at home. Heavy favorites in that one, you'd expect. Heath will swing this in all the way to the end line, and Rittmeyer will just put this out. A corner kick upcoming for Miami here in the 90th minute.
Pedersen hit the deck there, and he was looking around at the referee saying what happened there, but nothing given. And what an incredible win for Miami FC if they were to get the goal in the dying moments. There's some argy-bargy going on in goals. Tempers are flaring, as you would expect.
Well, they're all basically in the goal right now. We're getting into stoppage time. It'll be 4 minutes. It's presented by Miami FC Youth Academy. If you want to join the academy, visit miamifc.com/academy to register to the only academy in Miami connected to a local professional team.
Oh, Mo Chow is pushing and shoving and doesn't want to leave it alone, so be careful there's not any more yellow cards given out by the referee.
Already about 30 seconds into stoppage time. We haven't seen a ball kicked yet.
That just shows you the emotion and passion in the game. Both these sides desperate to get something out of the game, and the referee is bringing Mo Chow over.
We're going to get more than 4 minutes, you'd think. Can Miami steal one here at the death? A corner kick. Velasquez will whip this in. Patterson heads it away. Only as far as Heath. Velasquez again. And a throw-in won by Charleston.
I do get the sense that a draw here for Charleston won't be a bad result. It just, what it does, it takes 2 points out of Miami, or away from Miami, which could almost guarantee Mike Anhauser's team the playoffs. So, and away from home, a draw playing on turf, they might be very happy with that point. I can't, well, that's a yellow card, is it? Elbow. Problem for Miami FC, though, it is not enough, the 1 point.
Yeah, you have to look at the bigger picture at the end of the night, because Charleston, of course, they want to chase that first spot with Tampa Bay, but you also have to worry about just getting into the playoffs regardless, and that means taking something out of this match tonight. That's what makes these group matches so important. They're all 6-pointers. Gonzalez, the goal scorer. All sent forward again. Chow trying to track it down. Heath put his hands on the back of Marini in a foul.
And that's just the case you would think of Charleston Battery just slowing it down, keeping possession, keeping the ball away from Miami FC, and then going back home with a very valuable point. It's happy days for Miguel Gonzalez. A goal here. Scored one in the previous match. He's racking them up and racking up crucial goals. But again, you just feel that Miami FC will walk away from this thinking it's 2 points lost as opposed to a point gained.
Mo Chow trying to turn the corner. And he was fouled by Archer. And they go quick. Pressure being put on by Boschwa, making it difficult for Miami to play out.
And job achieved. That's what they managed to do. They forced the error from Miami. They've now got control of the ball back.
Now might Charleston steal one here at the end. Crawford switches the play. Ergadula. Marini will track it down. We're nearly at the end of the minimum of 4 minutes. They might get a little bit more.
You just wonder if Miami FC had started the season like that, whether they'd be in a whole different place.
And there is the final whistle. And that was even before the 4 minutes were up. Miami feel hard done that they didn't get enough time there in stoppage time, but that's the final whistle. Paul Dalglish and Mike Anhauser are a little bit surprised. I think that was the end of the game, but that's how it ends, 1-1.
Lots of discussion going on between the managers, the players, the referee, etc. It was a keenly contested match, and one in which You could see the passion and the desire of Miami FC to get the 3 points, but in the end, Charleston Battery, solid defending, excellent point, and that point probably will see them through to the playoffs.
The final score 1-1. It was presented by Helbiz tonight from Ricardo Silva Stadium. Let's take a look at our man of the match presented by Helbiz. And it is Romario Williams. He had so many chances. He thought he scored one, but not so fast.
Yeah, ruled out for offside, but lovely ball through from Velasquez here, and he just shoots over the crossbar. Was aiming for that top corner. He was a threat throughout, setting up chances, knocking the ball wide, getting back in the box, looking for the ball. And here the goalkeeper with a great stretch, Kuzminski. So certainly Romario Williams threatened throughout. And then have a look here. This was his moment. He got there first, and it's off the crossbar. If ever he should have scored, Romario, that was your moment.
That was it right there. And Miguel Gonzalez was the goal scorer in the end. Well, we'll come back and wrap things up with highlights and stats here from Miami. It finishes Miami 1, Charleston 1.
Welcome to Pita Zone, fresh Mediterranean grill. Halal certified, it's South Florida's choice for healthy and deliciously authentic Mediterranean flavors. Visit us at www.pitazone.com. We're partners with Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Postmates. Go healthy, eat Mediterranean.
It finishes 1-1 tonight between Miami FC and Charleston Battery. A former Battery player and a current Battery player talk it over post-game. But it finishes 1-1. The points are shared. Let's take a look at our full-time stats presented by the Miami FC Youth Academy. If you want to join, visit miamifc.com/academy to register to the only academy in Miami connected to a local professional team. We take a look here at those highlights. And early on, Miami thought they had one, but the offside flag came up.
Yeah, Luba just offside there. Bizacourt with a lovely ball through. Romario Williams scores and is upset that it's been called off. He thought he had one in the bag there, but it's difficult to say from our angle. But it did look like he might have been offside there, Luba.
And then the chances would keep on coming, and Romario Williams, this was really close, but Joe Kuzminski out to the rescue.
Good save from the goalkeeper. Lovely ball from Bizacourt. I thought Romario Williams was going to win a penalty there, and the goalkeeper's long arm stops him.
And then the second half, this was the moment that we thought Charleston might get 3 points out of. A big goal from Zaracostas.
Brilliant. What can you say? When you stick it in the top corner from there, that is a golazo. Absolutely stunning. And he did it last game as well, which what makes it even more incredible. An absolute heartbreak there for Miami. Goalkeeper Pace just gets a touch on it, but can't keep it out.
And then there was a shout for penalty for Miami FC in the second half.
This is the post, is it? Oh, this is the one. Post. Go on. Crossbar. Go on. Over the bar. What is going on there? What a chance for Miami FC. They certainly deserve something from that. Romario Williams must have thought he had it. And they're all head and hands there.
And here was the penalty on the other end. Gadula goes down. Oh, it's 50-50.
Oh, it's close because Luba, have a look at Luba there. He does lean into him and knock him over. I'll put it this way. I've seen them given. This was the header from Patterson. Absolutely brilliant. He doesn't just head that, he thumps that and smashes against the crossbar. Have a look at this for a header. World-class header, that is.
And then Miami would eventually find their moment, and it was a deflection in the end for Miguel Gonzalez, but they will take it however they come.
Granito with a shot, Gonzalez with a touch in the back of the net. Nothing that Kuzminski can do this time around. Have a look as the ball comes back. Granito has the shot, gets redirected by Gonzalez, and Kuzminski, well, his face tells you the whole story. And the stats, well, they will favor Miami, 14 shots to 8, but shots on target, funny enough, more to Charleston, 2/3 possession Miami. Lots of yellow cards each, but nothing nasty. Lots of emotion, lots of passion, but nothing that was uncalled for.
And tonight's full-time stats brought to you by Root Smarts, where you can eat your veggie chips from farm to bag in 24 hours. Well, it was an interesting match here tonight in Miami. Both sides went at it, but in the end, they just could not come away with results. Final thoughts here from Miami.
Well, I think it's just a very good point for Charleston Battery. Away from home, tough circumstances. That big man up front, Romario Williams, that kept him quiet for most of the match. And what is done by taking 2 points away from Miami FC, it probably guarantees Charleston that they will get to the playoffs. But honors all even, and you just wonder for Miami FC, could they have found this sort of form early in the season? This season could be totally different.
Well, in the end, the points are shared, and Charleston will head back home with 1 point in their pockets, still in second place in Group H, while Miami will stay in the basement of the group. That's going to do it tonight from Ricardo Silva Stadium. We saw some impressive performances on both ends, but in the end, the points are shared. That does it from Miami. For our entire crew and broadcast partner Gary Bailey, I'm Josh Eastern saying so long from Miami.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.